Welcome to Rise and Shine, your daily business tech boost with me, Charly Leetham. If you're a small business owner looking to simplify technology and get real, actionable advice from someone with 35 years of IT experience, you're in the right place. Every episode, I'll dive into tools and systems like email, CRM, marketing and tracking, and I'll break them down into bite-sized tips you can use straight away. Your time is valuable, so let's get straight to the point. It's time to work smarter, not harder. Rise and Shine. It's your dose of business tech inspiration with me, Charly Leetham. Episode number 645, and we're going to be talking about royalty-free music, podcasts, and AI scanning. I know. What a combination. Where do I even want to start with this? I got pinged recently on my I got caught. You could say it was caught. I'm using that in inverted commas, in double quotes, caught using music incorrectly. I wasn't. I really wasn't. But, you know, AI is a bit like that, isn't it? AI will pick up all sorts of things unless you train it not to. And you don't know what you don't need to train it on until you know you don't need to train it on that, or until you know what you need to train it on. It's one of those things. It was a new process introduced by Spotify recently, and I got caught with it. I've been running this podcast now for nearly 3 years. Coming up to in December, it will be 3 years. I have had music on the front of my podcast and on the back of my podcast for 3 years. I haven't had a problem until the middle of October. And in the middle of October, I started getting messages saying, your podcast will not be published or streamed in these countries because you're breaching copyright for this piece of music. And I'm like, no, I'm not. But okay, I'll play your game. Let's go and have a look at this and let's dig into it. So let me just quickly, as quickly as I can, talk about copyright, royalty-free, and what it all means. So copyright is someone produces a piece of music and they own the rights to that piece of music. I'm going to talk about music specifically. They own the rights to that piece of music. You technically cannot use that piece of music in any place unless you receive permission to do it. If you buy the music, and I'm going to show how old I am. If you go and buy a CD or a cassette tape with that music on it, you have bought a license to play that music for yourself or in your own personal environment. What you haven't done when you buy that CD or that cassette tape, or in this case, buy the track or pay for a streaming service to stream that music, you haven't paid for the right to broadcast that music in a commercial environment. I'm drawing that line really specifically because a lot of people will say, but I bought the CD, why can't I use this on my podcast? Because you're using it in a commercial environment or you're using it in a public environment. You've bought the license to use it personally, not professionally, not in a public environment. So that's copyright. Now, when music gets played, if you're hearing it played, I'm going to say on the radio. Again, I'm old. If you're hearing it played on the radio, if you're seeing it streamed, if you're hearing it streamed, if you walk into a shopping centre and you're hearing it played in the shopping centre, or you walk into a store and it's played in the store, every time that piece of music gets played, typically, the original creator or the rights holder, I'm going to have to say the rights holder for that piece of music, gets paid a small fee, a small percentage of something for it being played. It's called royalties. I'm sure you've all heard the term royalties. I just want to make sure I've got this all clear before we get into the next section. So they get paid a royalty. Now, there is something called royalty-free music. Now, royalty-free music is basically I'm going to put it in inverted commas, pay for the music, and then you can use that music pretty much wherever you want, or within the terms of the license that you've bought, and not have to pay the rights holder a fee for using it every time you use it. That's what royalty free means. It doesn't mean that it's free music. It means that you might have to pay a license or pay a fee to buy the license to use it, but you don't have to then keep paying to use that piece of music. That's what the royalties is. That's what royalty free means. Then you have free, royalty free music, and you can just when you get that, you get the free music, and you don't have to pay for it, and you get the ability to use it without having to pay the rights holder or anything. Okay, that's the setup for this. I had free, royalty free music. I'm going to show you the site I got it from. I'm going to go through their licensing very soon. I did have some attribution. I didn't have enough attribution. So when it was going through the AI checking with Spotify, Spotify was identifying quite correctly that this was the music I was using. Like, amazing that just from my upload, my recording, the AI could actually identify what the music was and who the rights holder was for it. It came back and said, "You don't have the rights to use this music." Yes, I do, because it's royalty free and it's a free piece of music. I do have the rights to use this. I had to actually dig into it just a little bit to find out how to get around it. And then I had to go through a few more hoops. So let me go through what I had to do to clear it up. And then let me go through the next set of hoops. Share screen to do this. Incompetech, that's who I use. I love them. Incompetech.com, great site. Kevin MacLeod is the author, is the producer, composer. He has so much music on here. It's great. If you're looking for free music, if you're looking for music and you're looking for free music, I would recommend come look here and go through it. Just very quickly, if you click on his royalty free music tab, I'm not trying to sell him here. I'm just going to show you what you've got. You can choose his royalty free music, and yeah, you can filter it by genre, you can filter it by feel, and listen to it, choose what you want, download it, and maybe use it. I'm going to come back to that that's the next thing. We're going to come to music licenses. He has two licenses available. One is his standard licenses, which is available for projects where attribution is not wanted or is otherwise impossible. Radio ads, TV ads, corporate presentations, commercial shorts, on hold music, etc. So this is where you can't say this music was provided by blah blah blah. That's what attribution is. This music is by Kevin MacLeod. Find out more about him here. That's the attribution. You can buy a standard license. I'm not going to go through how much it is, but you can buy a standard license to use the music that you want. He also has this Creative Commons license, which is the license that I've been using. And I'm going to say that in the years I have been doing this, it has changed dramatically how we do the attributions and how, the things that are required. So, it's easy to get behind if you don't regularly review your stuff. There is no charge for a Creative Commons license. It does require that you credit the music. Now, Creative Commons is a licensing standard. I'd recommend Googling Creative Commons and have a look at it. He uses a Creative Commons with attributions license. If you click on here, it gives you a list of the music that is available under his Creative Commons licenses. Look how much there is. There is so much here. When you choose something, you just need to check it, and then once you've checked it, it tells you exactly what you need to do. Copy and paste these elements into the appropriate credits of your work. The name of the piece of music, who the composer is and his website, what the license is, and the link to the license. Okay, so if you wanted to, you could just copy that and go and have a look at what the license says. All I needed to do, and what I have now made sure I am doing, is copy this into the bottom of my descriptions text for all my podcasts. Wherever I'm using his music, I just got to paste that in and say music and credits, well, credits for music, and put this in. Then come back and have a chat to the screen. So I was doing that. I did that. I I redid the descriptions from October 16th. I've been going slowly back through and redoing the descriptions for older music, but yeah, we've been doing it for the ones that got stopped. They're the ones that I prioritized because I wanted to get them out. Been going through, putting in the credits, and then going through the appeals process with Spotify to get it fixed. I- While that was happening, my new music was my new podcast was still getting hit because that appeals process hadn't happened. The AI process that Spotify had put in place didn't check, didn't appear to check, and I don't have this for gospel, but it didn't appear to check that the credits actually appeared in the description. It just said, "You're using this music. You're not allowed to. We're going to stop it." I made sure I pointed that out to Spotify when I went through the appeals process that I've got the appropriate credits in there. This shouldn't have been pinged. Your process needs to actually take into consideration that we've got the credits in the description. Now that that's gone through and like everything's been approved, touch wood, touch wood, all my podcasts are now going through without any problems. So what does that mean for you guys? Why am I telling you this really long story? And what does it mean for you guys? It means that if you are using free music, if you are using free images, AI is now at a point that it will identify the music, the images, whatever it is you're using within your projects. And if it feels that you aren't meeting the requirements for the licensing that you've got, the providers themselves are going to stop you promoting it, having it published, publishing it. That's the P word I was looking for, publishing it. And you're going to have to go through and fix that up. Why? Why are the providers doing this? Why are our services doing it? Because they get hit with fines. They get hit with massive fines if someone on a service they're using is using content incorrectly. So they get hit with a fine. They may pass that on to us as well. They may just say, well, we're just going to pass that on to our creators. Most of them don't, though. Most of them just eat the fine and deal with it afterwards. They may just do a takedown notice and take down the content until that's all resolved. So that's what it means for you guys. That's what I want you to think about as you're doing it. So how do you address it? Well, you saw how I found the licensing for the music that I'm using. If you are using music, if you are using an image and you think it's free, it probably isn't. By that, I mean something is required to acknowledge the original rights holder of the image, of the music, of the creative asset that you're using. It may just be as simple as putting those credits in somewhere. If you're using free images on your website and it says, you can use this, just give us attribution, you need to probably in the caption on that image say, image courtesy of. If you go to like the news websites and you see the images they've got up, they'll say, "Oh, image courtesy of." That's because they have to attribute the producer, the creator of that piece of work. So that's for images, that's for music, that's for if you're using video clips, it's going to be the same thing. Make sure you're covered. AI is now at that point where it can actually read this stuff, it can actually listen to this stuff, even if it's digitally, and work out whose music is what. It will ping you, it will stop you, and you may get hit with fines and back payments for licenses if you haven't done this properly. So make sure you're covered, make sure you understand what all of this means, and make sure that you're using the right type of assets in the right type of ways to protect yourselves. All right, what do you guys think? I know that a few of you have had problems with images on your websites, images on Facebook even. That was another one that I got recently. I saw recently someone's took an image off of Pinterest 10 years ago, and now the rights holder maybe has come back and said, "Oh, I want you to pay me back payment on this." They're dealing with it, but there's no there's no license there. She doesn't have something she can point to say, but I have the rights to use it. Even if you're downloading a PDF that says you have the rights to use it and here's the date on it, that's what you need to be doing. Make sure you've got your licenses sorted, is what I'm trying to say. All right, what do you guys think? Have you been hit with it? What do you know about it? what are you going to change now that do you understand it better? Have I asked more questions than I've answered? If you do understand it better, are you going to change what you're doing? Are you going to go and do things differently? I'd love to know. Come across and have these conversations in my community. askcharlyleetham.locals.com. Love to host you there. You can always leave your questions as comments on these videos wherever you are watching or listening to them. If this has been helpful to you, please give it a like and maybe share it. Share it on your social media. Share it with your friends. Let them know, or your business associates. Let them know what's happening here. And if you haven't done so already, please do subscribe to the channel and ring the notification bell so you find out when I drop more content. Thanks, guys. See you all tomorrow. Day after tomorrow. Bye. Hey there, thanks so much for tuning in to Rise and Shine, your daily business tech boost. I hope today's episode gave you some actionable insights that will make your business tech work smarter for you. If you found value, be sure to subscribe, leave a review, and share it with other small business owners who could use a daily boost. For more tips, tools, and resources, visit www.askcharlyleetham.com. Until next time, keep rising, keep shining, and let's make tech simple together.